this. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to rumble?
Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Big Bill coming to you live from Model Railroading Live, located in broadcasting from the greatest city in the world, Staten Island, New York. Today is October 16th, 2019. It's Wednesday, and it's time for Joe's Train Room. Tonight, we're going to have Joe Desmond back on. Joe's going to be talking about tune-ups on rolling stock, stuff like that. So Facebook's up, Andy Crawford says to you, Joe Desmond. I hope everybody's out there. Thank you very much to my lovely assistant. We run a crack, top-notch organization network here. Just excuse me while I wet my whistle. From Model Railroading Line. The whistle is now officially wet. Okay, so we got tomorrow night is Thursday. That would be the 17th, and we're going to have Johnny's Train Room. Johnny's talking train room. John's Train Room, where you guys can mosey on down to the general store and sit down with John, and you can get live. I've said this every week, and not everybody's doing it. You guys got to get out there, get on the thing, and talk model railroading. Not that we don't have enough guys out there already. We have plenty, but the more the merrier. And that will be at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, the 17th of October. You can join in with John if you have a train subject, or if you have a problem with the train, or got something you want to discuss related to trains. By all means, tomorrow night, Johnny's Train Room. Mosey on down to the general store, like I said, and you'll be good to go. And then next, what do we got? Next Wednesday, the 23rd. Going to have a good friend, Sparky 107. 107 is going to be on. Going to do a little interview with him. As you know, Sparky has started building a shed, and he's been doing live shows for over a year now, a little more than a year. So we're going to have an interview with him as well. And that will be next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I hope you join in for Who's Big Bill Talking To. Now we got Joe Desmond into the train room, or Joe's train room, I should say. And Joe, what are we going to discuss tonight?
Yeah,
okay,
so
go ahead, Joe. You can do that.
All right, so I just wanted to let everybody know I'm monitoring the Facebook feed. So if you're watching us on Facebook Live and you have questions, just type it in the chat, and I will be sure to get back to you. And my colleagues here, they're going to be watching the YouTube feeds for us. So, and Twitch. My apologies. So that's the plan for tonight with the social media. As for what
we're all over the place on social media.
Oh yeah, we got it dialed in. I like it.
Yeah. We're right there. We're cooking.
So, how are you been, Bill?
I've been fine. We're in a bit of a rainy thing today. We got a storm up here in the Northeast, and it's like really raining. I have the windows open in the layout, so.
Yeah, the wind's starting to kick up here too. I can hear it howling out there. So.
Yeah. Balls in the air. Yeah, there we go.
John.
Just want to say before we start, all our guests out there, John Dilly's out there, Dave BNSFN Scale is out there. Who else? Dale PRR, Guy Bass is out there. Let's see who else is out. Andy Crawford, Ken Amos Jr., BNO 51 _51. And we have a new viewer, George Ann is out there. Hello, George Ann. Ken Amos Jr. is out there. Dale PRR.
Highball Hogger.
Dwight of Northern Stars. Hey, Dwight, how are you? Sorry about the Minnesota Twins. But, hey, Houston seems to be taking care of the Yankees as we speak. And that's it. Sean Negler, howdy. Sean, sorry if I pronounced your last name wrong. But let's get back to business in hand. Joseph.
Yes, sir. Ralph
Renzetti just joined in. So what's on tonight with Joe's Train Room? What are we going to be talking about tonight? What?
So recently I've been outspoken. I kind of let the cat out of the bag last time about, problems with my freight cars, and I figured, let's sit down and I'll show you what I did to correct the problems, and touching upon the tools that we went over last month, how to, with your toolbox, I'll show you how to use some of those tools, and just I got some new freight cars, and we'll get them ready to go on the layout.
So you're going to do kind of like a tune-up?
Yeah, just a basic tune-up, go over the standards, check them out, and get them ready to go on the layout.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
And I've been thinking about this all day since I found out that this is the show we were doing early this morning when you called me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mind you calling me. It's just that like at 5:30 in the morning, it's like over rough. But I won't hold that against you. But ever since you called, I got up and I was like, I was made by this thing, this question. And what I was thinking is, when you get new cars that you purchase, do you go through this standard tune-up, or do you just take them out of the box and run them? And would you recommend doing that, or would you think that it would be best to, test them, then tune them up?
I've gotten to the point now with the in-scale stuff that, I've pretty much, this is the standard practice, is we get the cars in the box, and I don't even put them on the layout until I go through this process that I'm going to show you. Because, the tendency is when you're building a layout of a decent size and you're trying to get a bunch of freight cars in, something always gets overlooked and missed. So it's better just to, hey, let's just get the step-by-step done before we put them on the layout so we don't forget or miss something.
Right. That makes sense. That makes absolute sense.
Because that's really how I kind of got behind the 8 ball to begin with, was I was just adding so many that I just was like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it the next day. And I put it on the layout to run it. And next thing you know, I forgot about it.
Well, do you think that what happens is you get the layout up, right? You want to get it running, so you kind of look over it's the little things.
Oh, yes, it is
right?
the little
It's
things.
not turning the switch on to make, like, why isn't my computer running? Well, turn the button on, and it's similar. I mean, I know that's simplistic, but you just want to run your railroad. So you get your stuff, you put it out there, and you just run it. And then all of a sudden, you got to deal with it later. So now you would propose that do it first when you get new rolling stock.
Right. So, like, let's see. There's this thing outside of model railroading and outside of railroading. There's this, one car, the wheels might be out of gauge. The other car, the coupler height is off. And those all compound together to create a catastrophic failure. And that could be derailments during an operation session, just poor running. And it can get frustrating. And I think it's key to stay on top of that and keep ahead of the game.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah. Robert Vanzetti says it's more like getting the habit of checking them out before they go on the rail.
Correct. And also there's the process that I go through too is also once they're all tuned up and ready to go, I go ahead and make my car card and then put it in the box and route it off on the layout.
Yeah. So, and then, okay. Do you keep a maintenance of way card with each and every rolling stock you have?
No, I don't do that, but I do use bad order cards. So if there is something that becomes broken or out of spec, I'll note it on a bad order card and slip it into the way bill, and so that kind of puts that flag.
On those cards, do you put photos on the cards of the?
Yes, I do. So I put the little pictures down on the bottom.
And where do you get those photos?
I take them myself. I just line up the cars on the layout and set the digital SLR up, and then just take the shots. And then I go into Windows and print out thumbnails.
Okay.
So, all right, let's see here. I'm going to do this without getting everybody sick. Yeah, motion sickness.
I took my Dramamine, so I'm good.
Good. All right, so you're ready for the ride. So in preparation for this show, I actually went out and picked up a couple cars. I actually got these off eBay. They are Bachmann. I apologize, but it is what it is. So they're readily available, and I was able to get them here quick. So first thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and take them out of the package, unbox, as everybody says. I'm
So
like,
we're actually getting an unboxing as we're doing this.
yeah, how about that, right?
2 for 1. I can't believe it. That's good.
So this one here is this is a outside braced 50-foot boxcar labeled for the Middletown and New Jersey. So what the first thing I do is get my scale track. No, not my scale track, my test track.
Test track, yes.
I bring this in here because you'll see some of the things we're going to do here in a minute. You don't want to do it on the layout because if you have the power on, you create a short, et cetera, et cetera. So it's just a little scale, the test track that I made up.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll put that on there. And already, look at this. I just, it's not rolling very freely. And look,
Yeah,
see?
Ralph Franzetti says from eBay.
Rolling on this.
Excuse me,
It's
people.
not that great. Go ahead.
No, I inadvertently yawned. Because
Remember our little tool tray from last month, so I brought that to the bench here. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to take my coupler height gauge. That's this little doodad right here, and I'm going to put that on this rail here, and I'm going to check this coupler height. And these trucks are just bad. Wow.
yeah.
It's about all right. That coupler height's okay, but these couplers I really don't like them.
You change out the couplers anyway. Wouldn't you change them out to be
Yeah, I would.
with
I
all the rolling stock that you have?
Yeah, I've pretty much said that I don't like anything other than microtrains and these whatever. I guess it's like an Accumate style of coupler that Bachman's using. Let's see here. Let's put that in. Yeah, like an Accumate. It's got a little side spring on it though. That's a little different. Might even be like a McHenry, a rip-off McHenry coupler.
Well, you run Naked Force says hello to everyone. Michael Conley, hi all. Late as usual. Michael, report to the principal's office after the show is over, okay?
Just reminding everybody on Facebook feed, I am watching the feed over my shoulder. If you got any questions, shout out as we're going. All right, so we see that the couplers are in spec. That's the first thing. Now I'm going to come in here with the wheel gauge, MRL standard wheel gauge. Now, I am doing this in scale, but please realize all these techniques can be used for all scales. You can see this one on the bottom. I don't know if you're going to pick it up on the camera. The one on the bottom is not laying down in the notch there. So see how it's like
Well, I'm trying to get up like really close to it, but I can't get any closer to it.
So that one, okay. This one won't even fit down in there. I got to force it to fit it.
Yeah.
So that front wheel's bad. This one just won't even stay in the truck. It keeps popping out. So as you can see, I don't know if it's the car quality, more than likely because it's a Bachmann, and I can see that is real sloppy in there. That'll be an issue. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say already these trucks are going to go. We're going to have to change them over. So that's the first step. So we know we need to do trucks. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and weigh the car. I use the MRL standard. The in-scale standard is it's a half an ounce per car plus 0.15 for every inch of car length. So taking my handy dandy tape measure, I get 4 inches. Look at my chart. I should be at 1.1 ounce. So I use a nice little kitchen scale. I got this from Walmart, a little digital jobber. And then make sure to zero it out. I'm going to put the car on there. And wow, that's impressive. 1.05 ounces. So we're only about a half, need about 0.5. And it's right there weight-wise. So we should be good weight. I'm actually shocked. So now we know that the weight, we don't got to bother with that. So we'll just go ahead now and change these trucks out.
Now, so that's easy for you to say, Bill.
What's that?
I was going to say, Joe, I'm buying these Bachmann. This is not something that you would that you would normally buy.
No,
If you were shopping for some rolling stock, your first choice wouldn't be Bachman. And
no.
if you happen to turn in, we're not putting down your product. We're just saying the choice. We all have choices to make here. My point is this. But since you did buy them, and now that you recognize them, would you overall say, other than the mechanical of rolling, the wheel sets and everything, and changing for couplers, would you say the body itself is conducive to what something you would want to have? I mean, is it like weathering wise, you could.
Yeah. Okay. So looking at this box car, I'm looking at it's got a nice operational door. If I look at the all the lettering, I can read very well. So it's nice and clear and crisp. I can read that it's built in April of '81. I can read all the door detail. The detail looks pretty good on it. It's got the coats. It's even got a coat stencil, and I can barely read it out. I can read on the bottom here. There's a little decal that says 2-inch comp shoes, so that's good. Without going online and looking at the prototype photos, it looks to be an accurate model. It's even got the little running board here. So it's got so overall looks wise, it looks really good. It's crisp and clear and everything. So yeah, maybe possibility. We'll see. We'll see how we do with this with these trucks and stuff. Because to be honest with you, I've never really purchased a Bachman boxcar.
Okay, so this is also a first time for you doing this.
Yeah, this is a learning experience for me too. So we're gonna do this on live television.
Dave BNSFN scale says Bachman always needs a lot of work to pass muster.
Yeah, Bachman and InScale always has a bad reputation, and
Dave also says it's definitely Silver Series.
All right, so this is an issue. We may have to be a little more extensive. So this is the Microtrains bolster pin. I'm trying to see if you could see this. This is the bolster pin. I got two different sizes that come with the bulk pack. I'm really sorry, guys. There you go. See, that's the bolster pin. So you can see the shape and size of it, right? And here's the issue I have with Bachman. Here is their bolster pin. It is tiny little pin. And I don't know if the head, we're going to try it now. Let's see how it looks. If I put this bolster pin on using the Microtrains. Otherwise, we're going to have to drill it. Oh, actually, no. No, I think we'll be good. We'll be good. Yeah. Well, I can already see one issue.
Yeah, what's that?
That post, that is way too tall. That looks bad. Hold on one second, everybody. So these trucks, the bolster, the hole does not, yeah. Okay, so this is going to be an issue here. Okay, so if you see, when I get
I can see right away. I saw it. That pin, it's high.
See how high that is? That needs to be cut down.
Yeah.
If I press it in there, I can get it lower on the Microtrains truck. However,
absolutely, I can see that.
Too tight. I can't even turn it.
Right. So it'll cause a derailment.
Yeah. So this car is not even that great with that. I mean, it's workable. We can work it.
It's a project.
Yeah, it's a project. So we're gonna we'll put this aside for a few minutes.
Okay.
So I got another one here. This is Canadian National cylindrical grain hopper 4-bay. So let's see what we do with this.
There we go. Just toss that stuff.
I don't need that. And what's nice for you guys out there who are really So this is the, I guess whoever that was, I apologize, was commenting that it's the silver line. So they come with those knuckle couplers, but they also give you the Rapido style if you want to change those out.
Okay.
So we're going to put this on our test track here. It rolls okay. Not bad.
Eddie says you can use that other car as a weather and practice car.
Oh, yeah. I kind of like it in Middletown in New Jersey. I might try and fix it. We'll see what happens here.
Middletown, I think I dated a girl from Middletown.
Middletown, yeah.
I think I only went with that once because it was a long distance relationship and I wasn't particularly unacceptable.
All right, so coupler height looks good on this end, and that is the A end. So if I check the B end, so what I'm talking about, everybody, if you don't know, is the
yes,
B
explain
end.
the A and the B.
The B end is where the brake wheel is. So the B brake end, and the other end is just A end, A and B.
A and B. The B would be where the brake would be.
So the A end, the coupler height is good. Then we're going to check the B end.
Yeah, Ralph says it's CN, Canadian National, so of course it rolls good.
You got me, Ralph. All right, so the B end couple height looks good too. So I'm going to take my gauge. Let's check these wheels. Yeah, that's nice. I like that one too. Maybe Ralph, maybe you might be right. Canadians know how to keep their cars. Nope, that one's no good.
Well, yeah, not too bad. 1 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, that one's really bad. Wow.
Oof. I feel you pain, baby.
Yeah, that's bad. Okay, so this truck here is no good, and but this side is good. So, and I can already see that that bolster pin is going to be an issue too because it's.
How did a fly get in this house? How did a fly get in this house? I know through the window, but how? All the windows are closed.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, this one threw me for a loop. I don't even know how we're going to do that. So what we're going to do is I got to get my pin vise. Okay.
You run naked 4, and it's still rolled good with wheels out of gauge, probably because it's CN. LOL.
Yeah. All right, so we got 2 bum cars here. All right. We're going to work this. We're going to work the problem, everybody. We're going to get this working. So I think what the best solution will be is for me to go off camera and get my pin, oh, actually, I got to get a drill bit. I want to work this problem. I want to get it fixed.
Yes, Dave, the fly doesn't like the rain, so it did come in, but that means that someone opened the door out front. Prophet says, love how the CN brand deal has effective build quality of physics. Got this thing far away, Andy. Let me read it again. Love how the CN brand deal has effective build quality or physics somehow. Yes.
Okay. Is everybody still there?
Everybody's still here. Nobody left.
All right. All right. You know, let's see.
They can't leave because I sent all the checks out today, this morning.
All right. So I think what I'm going to try and do. Yeah, a little more. Yeah, I think we might be able to get this.
This is kind of a feel and touch moment, you know.
Yeah, so this is really, I'm sure there's like a bunch of different ways I could do this, but I think this is the best
Solution.
possible outcome for the amount of work we got to do. All right.
Overcome and adapt, as we say.
And we're getting there a little bit more. I'm just taking that blade, just trying to just round it out. But I'm also going back on the other side, so it's kind of even.
Yeah. You Run Naked Foot says, I'm going to repaint all my cars and see if they roll better. It's worth a shot.
Actually, that might have worked.
That might have worked.
That might have worked.
Brian W. says, I normally rotate an numbered 11 razor blade to expand the center holes for the bolster pins as well.
Yes, Brian, I understand, but the problem is it's now we're impinging on. Yeah, that's not going to work. Because if I push up. All right. I think we're going to have to do Brian W.'s idea. I have to go with the other bolster pin.
Good thing you tuned in tonight, Brian.
Yeah. I don't think this is going to work.
You know?
I don't know. I don't know. Verdict is still out.
David, BNSF N Scale says, it's been so long since I worked on my Bachmann boxcars. I don't remember what I did to lower them. I did have to use offset couplers numbered 2004.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Brian W. says, Joe,
Yeah.
if you're following my advice, you may be creating more issues than you solve.
Thanks, Brian.
Heck of a guy. You're that hairpin kind of guy, Brian. I like it. Ralph says, change to HO scale. It's easy to work on, brother.
Come on.
Joe, don't you love it? Don't you love all the critics?
Oh, I know. I know. Come on, guys.
They come out of the woodwork.
Let's have a little faith, everybody. Let's give it a shot.
Yes.
Let's see. I spent $15 on this car. Let's see if I can make it worth it, or if I'm gonna use it for an airbrush project.
Yeah. David PRR God Base says, I like the click clack of the metal wheels, but the plastic ones run so much better. Yeah, but after a while, Dale, you get that buildup of the residue with the dirt on it, and it causes problems.
Well, what we're running into is you also have to remember is my turnouts are how's Facebook doing over here, everybody? No questions yet. So what I run into with my turnouts is they are power routing. The frogs are live.
Oh, okay. So you do have a.
So if you get a little derailment on these things,
Yeah.
you're with the metal wheel sets. You're shorting out your turnout, and you're shutting the main line down. So that's why I really like the plastic wheels, because you always get those. You get a car going into the turnout, it's kind of bobbing a little bit, and you're like, it might make it, and if it's got the metal wheel sets, it's not, because it's going to short.
Yeah, and when does that usually happen? Usually when you're having an operating session.
Yeah, when I got 12 guys in the room and we're running trains.
Right, exactly.
So,
Why Run Naked 4 says, I'm going to switch to HO and CN in one fell swoop, and all my problems will be solved.
All right, this is going to be extensive. We ain't doing
this. We're running into more money.
Running into problems here. So it's going to have to be. All right, Joe, you probably should have done that. Damn it.
No cursing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't get frustrated. I know that it's just model railroading. It's not brain surgery.
Rocket science.
No one's gonna die here if it doesn't work.
Go Hulk on it. Hulk smash.
The We should have arranged that before this. You just should have taken and snapped it and said, "Okay, the show's over. We're done.
We're done
Get
here.
off the air. I don't want to talk about it no more."
Yeah, so
Dale, the PRR guy, Bass, says, "I've run into that problem also with the wheels before, Joe."
yeah, so what's going on, everybody, is the bolster pin itself is too wide to fit into the microtrain's wheel. So I enlarge the hole in the truck a little bit, and then it slips down over the bolster pin. Then what happens is it's too high up, and you can see how the coupler. I'll see.
Could you cut the bolster pin back?
You can see as soon as I get my camera to focus.
No, we can see it.
It's pushing the coupler down.
Right.
So you're running. It's running into an issue here.
Yeah, because if it pushes the coupler down, then when it makes the turns on.
Yeah, because if we do this, I can just tell you right now. If I do that, I'm a little off on my elevation here, but yeah, it's not even close to being at the right.
Right.
So that's an issue there.
So that's like that project right there. What you're handling right there.
What we're gonna have to do is cut these
It's a
bolts.
rainy Saturday or a snowy Saturday when you can't get out. Kind of.
You're gonna have to probably cut this bolster down flush and rebuild it.
Ralph Renzetti says, "What about plastic space washers?"
Yeah. So if I take the washer out of the kit, Ralph, let's just see. Where is my coupler? So that's the one that we enlarged. So that fits down over it. The problem is that the washer is too small. That goes over to go over the bolster. Yeah, that's not going to work either. So let's see. Probably not going to work. So the washer's too small to go over it to give me the buffer space I need. And if I put it in here, I think it's only going to compound the problem. It's not going to work. Still not laying. Well, wait a minute. I think that might have been a winning solution here. Now we're off. We're about halfway. So it's about halfway in. Let me see if I can do this. So can you see that?
Yeah.
It's about halfway. It's too low down on the bottom half. So it's not going to work, even if I elevate it. And you could see how when I elevate it up, if I had the other truck, it's pulling that back wheel up on the truck. So the truck's not laying flat. It's pulling it up like that. So probably what I'll end up having to do, this is probably a candidate for body mount. All right, I guess we're not going to make this work tonight.
Says David BNSFN scale says, "Looks like I enlarged the holes on the MT trucks and went with the 2004 body mounted couplers."
2004 body mounts, and then using a. Gotta get my other box.
Ralph Renzetti says it has to be between the car and the truck.
Yeah, the car and the truck. If I don't have the spacers that come with the kit, if you look. Oh, why didn't you tell me to back the camera out, Bill?
Joe,
What?
Joe, back the camera up.
Thanks, Bill.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
Okay, so here's the issue I have with these spacers I got to get something different. You can see that's the bolster that I destroyed.
You destroyed? Oh, which one? The one on the end?
Yeah, I drilled. I reamed it out to put the to put this in, and it's
It's loose.
Yeah, it's loose.
It's made it too wide, too big of a hole.
So now, if you look, see this won't slip down over like Ralph is saying.
Well, Ralph just says enlarge the hole on the washer to clear the bolster pin.
All right, let's give it a shot.
We're giving it a shot, Ralph.
Yeah.
Split it.
I'm just trying to grab a hold of it and spin the hopping knife.
The next live shot will be from St. Mercy's Emergency Room Hospital.
Thanks for your vote of confidence.
Hey!
Yeah, not gonna happen. All right. No, that's too big. Yeah. Well, you guys wanted to see more work from the bench. Here we go. We're doing it.
Joe is checking out the Facebook feed to see if there's any questions, and we're also live on Twitch as well.
Yeah, I see a lot of people watching on Facebook tonight. No questions yet. So don't forget.
Or let's see this. Ralph says, or clear the bolster pin off and re-drill or tap the hole.
That's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to cut it all the way down, like I said. Yeah, because this is not gonna happen. We're gonna have to cut it all the way down flush, and then re-drill, and then put it in with a screw. This is gonna be a little more extensive than I thought.
So on a $15 car, you're spending $25.
Yeah. Now, where are my screws? I think I got a couple laying out here. I was just doing some coupler work, so I think I got the right. Yeah, so if I always use the right tool for the job, everyone.
Yeah. Brian W. says, use the new washer still attached to the molding, easier and less painful. Sparky 107, good day to you, model railroader. Joe?
Yes, sir.
Sparky 107 says hello.
Hello, Sparky.
Okay, now everybody's getting into saying hello to Sparky, so say hello to Sparky.
Hello, Sparky.
Everybody, hello. Ralph Renzetti says, don't breathe too hard, you'll lose the parts.
Oh, Ralph, you're just having a blast, aren't you?
Brad I don't know how to pronounce the last name. I will mess it up. Hi from Ottawa.
So
Connor says hello.
This project is just it's falling apart. I hope you guys are loving this because this is just coming off apart at the seams. So this is a 090 screw. The hole's too big. There's not even enough meat to put threads in here. So if I were to do, say, this, and
now can I ask a question?
Please do.
If in the event of something like that, would it be impractical to cut plastic shims and insert them into the hole?
Yeah. So that would be the optimal solution to the problem. is to just rebuild it up. Is the problem is I don't have the materials laid out and I wasn't expecting this.
Well, no, quite understandable. You were gonna do a tutorial on inspection of the rolling stock and what we should look for, and obviously we ran into this.
And to be honest with you, this is why everybody doesn't like Bachman, because it's just why would you put something so goofy of a setup that you can't do any work on it,
You're absolutely right.
And that's why they get a bad reputation. I mean, like I said, it's a great looking car, but we're running into all kinds of running issues. And if it doesn't run right, then why even bother?
Exactly.
I don't care if it's $15. It's not worth it.
No.
That's what I'm trying to do here.
Time and effort.
So.
Ralph Renzetti says, it's N scale. I can't help myself. He'll be here all week, folks. Don't forget to tip your waiter. Let's see. Drill right through. That's what Ralph says.
And that's what I'm doing.
Says proprietary product. Joel Calmer says, drill out, put little dowel rod, add a mini screw.
Yeah, I was seeing because there's some material at the bottom of the bolster, and I'm seeing if on camera here, while everybody's watching, if I can get enough to get the screw started. Because then what will happen is I'll have to use that washer, I think. No, you know what? Actually, I'm doing all this work. It's not even going to work. Because
Dale at PRR Guy Bass says, I would have test flown that already.
Yeah, Dale, we're getting close, buddy. We are getting close.
That's what we're all waiting for. We're all waiting for it to be thrown across the room.
I gotta keep my cool.
That's it. No expletive deleted.
Because I don't think Johnny has a bleeping button over there.
No, we don't have a 7-second delay on here. Today will be.
Because there's some choice words I could use right about
now. Hey, listen. It tests the metal of all us model railroaders.
I don't know what the heck's going on here.
Really, now we're getting into surgery.
All right, folks, I'm getting to the point now where I'm just going to say this is why you don't buy Bachman.
Pull the camera back, Joe.
Oh, I'm sorry, everyone. I'm getting involved in my project here on camera, and I'm forgetting.
No, that's quite all right.
Yeah.
Joel Palmer says, give it to me. I'll fix it. Fill the hole with resin in the mini screw.
Yeah, look at these geniuses. Look at this. So what they did is the screw that holds the weight is lined up with the same hole as the bolster pin.
So a resistance.
And it's too big. So yeah, we're gonna have to. The only way to fix this car is you're gonna have to cut the bolster pins off, fill the material, re-drill, use a mini screw. The problem is I got to get a different mini screw because the head for these, because these are coupler screws. That's what the problem is. I'm using coupler screws for this because that's all I have within grasp, because the coupler screws are too small and they fall right through the truck, the truck hole.
Right.
So
right.
All right. So there you go. $15 car. Done ski. All right. So in a perfect world, we have changed out our couplers with the. I prefer to use the microtrains here.
Okay.
So what happens now is now that the car, I would weigh it, and let me see. I gotta grab a.
Brian W says, "Hey Joe, thanks for the tear down video." Someone's not getting a Christmas card this year.
He's what everybody doesn't realize is he's one of my operators. So, yeah. Okay, so in a real world situation at this point, this is actually a Delaware Valley car that I got. This company went out of they were bought out by Bowser, and they were really nice cars. So this car is a prime example because it came. Actually, scratch that. Hold on 1 second, everybody.
Hold that thought. Hold that
Hold
thought.
that thought. Hold that thought. All right. There we go. Delaware Valley car. Okay, so forget this Bachman piece of junk. We're going to throw this over here. That's going to become cannon fodder later after I get my beer after the show. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so this is the Delaware Valley car.
Joe,
Yes, sir.
you have to do it, Joe.
What?
Take the body of the. Yeah, Joe. You know you got to toss it, Joe. You got to toss it. Got to toss. Touchdown.
All right, so this Delaware Valley car, which in my... Okay, hold on. So these Del Val cars, there we go. Okay. So if I take a look at this car here, and I got to clean off all my workspace from all this junk. It's got no trucks on it because the previous owner, I don't know why, I bought these used. These have been... like I was saying, Del Val got bought out by Bowser in Inscale, and they now make them, but I got these like this. So what we're going to do here is we got to kind of get a little fudge factor going here. So let me see. The first thing I want to do with this before I even get into the trucks is I want to go ahead and check the weight. So we're going to check the weight. 4 inches. And my little cheat sheet.
1.4.
No, 1.1.
1.1.
Yeah. Zero out my scale. We're at 0.75. I'm going to take 2 trucks and put them on. Actually, one of these trucks I can't even trust now because damn it. Hold on, I got to get 2 new trucks. Hold on, gentlemen. Hold on. We're going to recover here. We'll recover. I got it.
He's waiting with the tape measure because he's doing the NMRA standard, Sparky. You have to measure the car, then weigh, and then go against the sheet that the NMRA provides.
So what I've done is I made a little cheat sheet up before, and 1 inch should be about 0.65, 2 inches 0.8, 3 inches 0.95, and these are in ounces for you Canadian folks. We don't use grams here in the United States. Come on, Bill, laugh.
I am. I gave you a little applause.
So I make this chart up so I can quick references. So that's what I'm doing right now, Sparky. So I got my length is 4 inches and it should be 1.1. So right now we're looking at 0.85 with the truck. So I need a little bit of extra weight. Honey grams. There you go, Johnny. That's the only grams we like. So I'm going to put one little weight in there. That's 1. I'll put another. And we're about, you know what? I'm okay with a little over. That's 1.15. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
So
go to the deli and get a half a pound of ham. They always ask you, mind if it's a little over?
No, because I'm going to eat it. I ain't going to throw it away.
Exactly.
So in the interest of our video right now, usually what I would do is I would come in here and glue these, okay, with some CA.
The weights.
Yep, so they don't move around. But for the purposes of our video, I'm just going to say they're glued, okay?
Okay. Should do like a cooking show, have it done before and then finish. We're not. We didn't expect it.
So actually, what's going to have to happen is, let's just do it right. Let's do it right. Hold on. These little flat weights aren't going to work because of the round body. So I have a solution for that. We are moving. Any questions so far, Bill?
Andy Crawford says 115 exclamation mark, question mark, question mark. I have boxcar doors that weigh that much. Once again, gentlemen, and the young lady who's watching, Georgianne, we are dealing with N scale here. So N scale is a little bit proportionally smaller than a regular HO.
Yeah, we don't have to compensate.
No, we don't have to compensate.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna go with that. That's 1.1. So I got a little round, long weight. I use these. These are all Pinewood Derby weights. So now, look at that, nice and neat. Okay, so I got my new trucks. Get my scale out of the way so we're properly weighed. Need my little cradle because these are really nice cars. What I'm going to end up doing with these is I'm going to repaint them. That's why.
You're gonna repaint the box, the car itself.
Yeah, I'm going to strip and repaint and do it in Conrail colors because I don't need New York Central.
Big blue.
Yeah, big blue. Okay. Kevin Kirsch on Facebook. I see you.
AC's
Thanks for watching.
Sparky, I sent you an email.
Okay. Are you serious?
It says that's awesome. I weight block my cars. I have.
Are you serious? Are we really an hour and 45 minutes? Oh, stop,
No,
John.
Andy Crawford says that's awesome. I weight block most of my cars. Have 16 to 24 of those. Be much cheaper if I just needed one.
So I see Kevin Kirsch on Facebook watching, and I see Ian Kempf is also watching.
Just so that we have just take care of a little who's Big Bill talking to homework here. Yes, Sparky, I did receive it. I sent you an email regards to the 21st, Monday, this Monday, 8:30 p.m. We're going to send you the link to this live room here so that we can get together and do the tech tune-up. As you all know, Sparky will be on next Wednesday, the 23rd of October. So who's Big Bill talking to?
Okay.
Fishing weights work great too, Joel Calmer says.
Yeah, fishing weights, tire weights, you can use those. I really like the Pinewood Derby weights because, as you can see, they're fairly easy to break by hand. You don't need any tools or anything like that. So, and they're really inexpensive. I find, and they're plentiful. Right around the time, it seems like. I don't know anything about Boy Scouts because I was never in the Boy Scouts, but it seems like they do Pinewood Derby at the same time every year. And Michaels brings in a huge stock of parts for Pinewood Derby. So, okay. All right, everyone. So there we go. All right. So as you can see, I got my free rolling car. It's good and weighed. I installed the new couplers and trucks. I'm going to come in here now that I got the new trucks in. Even like if I was working with that Bachman car, I would have done the same. Come in here and check my coupler height. It's good on that side. And then I would check it out, and it's good on that side. So now the car is good to go on the layout. So now at this point now, I'm going to go ahead and fill out my car cards and weigh bills. Actually, I would get a car card and just fill it out and put it out on the layout.
Would you take a picture of it first, Joe?
Yeah, because I like to put the picture right on the car card. So I'd set up the camera, put it on the layout, take a nice little quick pic, go up and print it out, and then attach it. So, there you go.
There we go. Back.
I think am I flustered? I think I knocked something loose here.
Missed a few things here. Let's see. Yep, Joe. Yeah, that works.
Okay. Do-do-do-do.
Okay.
Bum, 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 bum. Successful. So as you can see, so now this car is all set to go. So, bum,
Ralph says, but now it wobbles. What do you do for that?
wobbles. Yeah.
I don't know if he's joking or because I had a little incident here.
Seems like it's rolling pretty smooth. It's wobbling because I'm touching it with my finger.
Oh, okay.
If I
And
let
I
it
can't
sit.
imagine you control the wobble much given how the truck's attached.
Yeah. There you go.
Running smooth.
I like it.
So basically, with the previous situation with the Bachman,
Yeah. So everybody disregard that. Yeah.
yeah, pay no attention, as the judge would say, the jury is to pay no attention to that last remark.
We are on live television.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Bill. What was your question?
So in preparing, it's basically a tune-up. You just went off camera, Joe. Is something I said? Joe? Joe's definitely, and he's off air. Oh, he's rebooting. Well, anyway, in any case, what we saw tonight was some of us might say that was, it started out with good intentions and it didn't end up too well. But with that said, I think it did pretty well because you could see that Joseph, hey, oh,
I unplugged the camera.
oh, okay.
Sorry.
Well, Joe, what I was saying was though, even though the evening started out and the tutorial was to take another direction, it also showed what can happen when things don't go away. And basically, it's instead of in frustration and just chucking the whole thing, which eventually we did at the end after we've tried many solutions. But it goes to show that you just can't give up simply because it's not going the way you think it should.
And absolutely, this Bachman card you can make. I can make this work, but just got to cut. I'm cutting my losses here because I don't want to make everybody bored. I mean this is turning out that this will be a day project.
Right, it's one of those things when it's a day off. There's nobody in the house, a cup of coffee, and you sit down and you just
all's not lost with these cards.
Exactly right.
But this, going back to what we started on doing, this is a key thing you wanted to find out before a middle of an op session.
Right.
We got bum cards that got issues, and that's the whole purpose here.
Right. Well, the whole purpose is if you're buying new rolling stock, you definitely want to test it out prior to it going onto your layout.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You want to do the wheel gauge. You want to make sure that the wheels are great, that are working properly. You want to also make sure that your coupler height is at the right, so that it's on to the train in front as well as the back. So,
and then you know what I got to back up here while you're saying trip pin. Let me just demonstrate for everybody this. It's because I got all out of sorts here. One last thing I'm going to do before we go and put this car in the layout is check the trip pin.
Right. To make sure that when it goes over the switch there, it's not.
That's key because that could cause running issues.
I can tell you firsthand. I found that out the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
I was here and I was running trains, and all of a sudden the train just wouldn't move. No matter
right.
And I was running like a 10-car train, and I was like looking to see if all the wheels were on the rail, And then I noticed it was going across the switch, and I noticed one of the trip pins had hung up in the on one of the rails, the stock rail. So I was like, uh-oh. You know.
Any other points you think I missed?
No, I think you've kind of covered it all. I think maintenance, number one, is key to running a successful railroad prior to, and I would even suggest, I would even say even after an operating session, right?
Correct. Yeah. After an operating session, you're going to have those cars are going to get kicked out. They're going to be on the rip track that needs to get looked at. So generally speaking, what I do is I have the yard master just assign an area in the yard where any bad order cars that are going to end up, and just let me know at the end of the session so I know where to go back to and say, oh,
Right.
there's all the bad order cards. So, and then what I'll do is I'll bring them down here to the bench. And what I do is, because of this area right above me on the layout, is once I get the cars all tuned up, ready to go, I just throw them up here with their way bills and car cards. Let them find their way where they need to go to.
Right.
And,
Andy Crawford says that's a big benefit to N scale. It's just cheaper, I suppose. If you're paying $60 for a rolling stock car, I'm going to solve those problems and run that thing.
Right.
Born Country Rail says have a set of layout standards for all your cars before they are put into operating stations status. Operating session status.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, Tony. That will curtail the problems that I have run into over the previous months that has since been corrected with my operations.
Right. Joel Carver says, I have a train show coming up, so I am checking all my locos and cars. Ken Amos Jr., B&O, score 51. In this hobby, you have choices, which is nice. Cheaper cars and spend to fix or pay more. And pretty much they run right out of it. To each his or her own choice, and budget usually dictates. Very true. Very true.
Yeah, however, I do want to caution everybody that, just because don't think because you're spending $30 or $40 on a car that it's going to come ready to go. And there may be some spec problems with that. And I would implore everybody to make sure you're checking everything. Make this a routine. I get new cars in, let's sit down and do this. And because at this point in the venture, I'm saying that I don't trust any manufacturer, because it's just there's a lot of manufacturers out there that have quality control issues right now because of where they're manufacturing their cars at. So that's how I got myself into this jam. And if I had taken these steps, it wouldn't have arisen.
Right. Exactly right. And sometimes we get caught up in the moment, and we want to, like you said earlier in the video, is that you want to get it on the rail quick, and you want to run it because you're excited because you spent time building it, putting it together, and now you want to see the fruits of your labor. So you put stuff out there, and then the frustration sets in when they start the railing, and you get hiccups, and you're like, what's going on? So step by step is the hard thing, but in the long run, it's the easiest thing to do. Brian W says, thanks, Joe. This was a great show as always.
Thanks, Brian. So that's pretty much the crux of it right there. So I showed you how to use some of them tools, get yourself a nice little process, set yourself up a little test track. I think that's key, is don't want to be doing this up on the layout. And then you can sit down here and you're nice and comfortable, go through your process, get your now I do the admin on this car and get it out on the layout. And I personally, my preference is I let it go like 2 or 3 cycles, and then I'll take it over to the booth and do some weathering on it, and then you're all set to go. So,
yeah, Corn Country Rail says you were correct, Joe. Last set of Atlas cars I bought all had bad axles. Very disappointing.
Yeah. I think it's it was an issue that I've talked about on a podcast that I was on, and Lionel. We were talking about it, and it's just, I think that the manufacturers are overwhelmed with trying to keep up with demand, and they're rushing things and not not checking the simple things. And
That
I think the labor that is doing the assembly and production just doesn't care.
yeah, that answers Spark. But then, still being new to the industry, I would assume you're meaning yourself, Sparky. They have to do it right the first time. You're absolutely. I agree. We agree. They should do it the first time. But I think that answers the question. Is they're under a great demand to have put things out, and they put it out quickly and fast. And I guess the person who's checking it, if he didn't get the requested day off he put in for, it could cause havoc. You know. Stuff like that. It doesn't meet quality control.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. So, it's like working, it is what it is. But it was a good show, Joe. Thank you very much for bringing this to our attention.
yeah. Well, thanks for following along, everybody. I thought it was
It was interesting.
I can't wait to see it in the playback. I'll probably get a good chuckle at a couple of spots.
Joe, I have to say, I think that you've done a Laura here. I've seen too many times when people turn up on a show with stock, which needs fixing before they can be used on the layout being exhibited, which could have been checked or fixed before the show. You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct, Laura.
Andrew on Facebook, how you doing, buddy? I see you.
So with that said, Joe, I will to answer the question, to look back on this on the rebroadcast, I think you'll find that it's going to be enlightening and informative. I don't think that anything you have done is going to be, hey, listen, it's live. It was a tutorial that we wanted to do, but it also shows what we could do. We had a lot of participation in it. So
Yeah. Thanks everyone for chiming in because you were throwing out some really good ideas, and I think
exactly. So we got people involved.
That's the key. Is there is a solution, but it's just not going to happen tonight on camera because we don't have all the time in the world.
But
So.
I think we got it out there. I think we got it out there. I think we made our point, and it was a good show. Everybody's agreeing with it. Good show. So tomorrow night's the 17th of October. It's a Thursday evening at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll have Johnny's Train Talk Show where you guys are invited to join in, like we are right now, Joe and I. If you want to expound upon what we talked about tomorrow, tomorrow night at Johnny's Train Talk Show, you can do that as well. And if you have something going on that you want to share, you want to bring and brag, basically, bring it and brag about it and talk about it. And if you have any questions that you have about model railroading, Johnny's Train Talk Show, just on mosey on down to the general store, pull up a chair and sit around, and you get the thing going. That's 10 o'clock tomorrow, Thursday evening, on the 17th of October at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next Wednesday, the 23rd of October, who's Big Bill talking to? We'll be talking to Sparky 107 just recently on here, but we'll be talking to him about how he got into live broadcasting and how he's building a shed in his backyard and how that's coming along, and what he's moving along, and what he sees the future of model railroading, and how so far he's been endeavoring in the live broadcast. So that's next Wednesday, 23rd of October. That will be at 9 p.m. Central Time. As always, we want to thank you very much for tuning in and watching the show tonight, because without you, we're just talking to dead air. I want to thank Johnny tonight for his directorial expertise, and to Andy Crawford for all these platforms we're on. Remember, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch now, we're on Facebook. We're conquering the world. We're conquering the world, one person at a time. So thank you very much for tuning in. You guys take care. God bless, and we'll see you on the radio.